Well, good morning, everybody. This is Boogie64, getting ready for another flight. We're going to be flying the Douglas DC-6B, which is the passenger variant of the venerable DC-6. And we're going to be flying from KWJF to PANC, which is basically going from Lancaster, California, up to Anchorage, Alaska. So it's going to be a very long flight. Luckily for all of you, you won't have to put up with the whole thing because it's going to be about a 10-hour flight, so it's going to be a long day. But that being said, let's take a look at our old girl. And there she is. Here we are parked on in front of the restaurant / terminal at KWJF, and as you can see, it's very early morning. It's about 5:34 in the morning. So let's go ahead and get things started here. Take a look in our cockpit, and you can see it's very, very dark. And so we will get things started here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get some help from our co-pilot and flight engineer. Let him get things started for us. Very pretty morning here in Lancaster, California. And he'll get us all set up for our engine start. Alright, well, we've got the passengers on board apparently. Doors are being closed. So looks like we are ready for engine start. So, getting ready to start number 3. Let's go ahead up here and everything should be set. All we should have to do make some adjustments here on the fuel, because as we make this trip, we're going to have to make adjustments and adjust our fuel tanks. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can get number 1 started. Actually, number 3. We have to get engine number 3 started in order to have power to the aircraft. Number 3 looks like it's running okay. So let's go ahead and Get ready to start number 4. And number 4 is starting up. So we've got 2 good engines running. Out of the way. And let's get ready to start number 2. Alright, so we got good 4 good engines running. So let's go ahead and get this ready. This is going to be a Flight Jobs flight. So let's take a look here. So KWJF to PANC, 1,999 nautical miles, carrying 31 passengers, 1,081 kilograms of cargo. So our total payload is 3,685 kilograms. So, and our payment should be about just over $31,000. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing going. So it's activated. Let's log in. Okay, so we got close enough where we can do that. Job is started. Outstanding. Alright, so. And with that, let's go ahead and bring him back up. And after start checklist, battery switches on. Ground power taken off. Okay, after start. So we can some lights. All right, now let's double check this, make sure we're on GPS. Double check our flight plan. And enter that. Activate that. Alright. We are all set. Brake released. And we will get ready to leave Fox Field. And there's our home base hangar for Air America Duet. And right across the taxiway there is the Solus Wings maintenance hangar. So, two virtual airlines that are here at KWJF, Lancaster, California. So let's get ready here. Slow down a bit. Looks like it's going to be an absolutely beautiful morning. And let's start our before takeoff checklist. Stop right here while we go through it. Hydraulic systems. Flaps set to 20. They're coming down. See them right there. Windows and turbines, everything looking good. Controls are good. Mixture and cowl flaps. Okay, set for takeoff. Landing lights. Coming on. Landing lights are on. Okay. So that's complete. Let's go ahead and move out to the runway.
Approaching 24. On runway 24.
Alright, we're going to do a dry takeoff. And you should start hearing the engine spool up. 30 inches, stabilized. Cow flaps 3 degrees. Full power, please. Standing on the brake to hold her in place.
On runway 24. On runway 24.
Getting up to full power. And brakes release, and we're moving. And V1 rotate. We have positive rate. Gear up. And we started our flight. And we'll get the flaps up. Yeah, flaps are completely up. All right. So let's start a nice sweeping turn. Get on our heading. Looking good so far. rim some. Okay, and with that, let's go ahead and okay. Now the fun part begins, trying to get the autopilot on. So let's play with it some. Okay. Now it's on. Alright, autopilot is on. And it should start following course. And as I said, it's a beautiful morning in California. And everything is looking good right now. We should get on heading and be on our way. We're at just over 8,200 feet. Looking good here. Carbon differential pressure looks good. We're on flight track, so get up to cruising altitude here. So everything's working fine now. And pretty soon we'll be setting up our cruise. just about 9,700 feet. We're going to be going to about 11,000. Maybe a little bit more. And once we get to the cruising altitude, we'll go ahead and stop the recording of the flight so that you fine folks can enjoy the ride without having to enjoy 10 hours in the air. And if everything keeps going as it is, unless there's an emergency or something like that, we won't really have anything to and there's our Air America Due DC-6B. Aircraft is made by for the simulation by PMDG. The only aircraft I'm aware that PMDG ever made for X-Plane 11, which is a shame. And they actually built this plane for X-Plane 10. They have no support for X-Plane 11 with this aircraft, and that's why I've got problems, I think, with my sounds. In that the my flight assistant, I can't hear any of his calls. But other than that, the plane works beautifully, so I'm not going to complain too much. She's not fast, she's not real nimble, but she is a very graceful airplane. Really enjoy flying her. Alright, so let's double check our altitude. We're at 11,250 feet. I think we'll go to 12,000, and then we'll set up our cruise. $11,500 on our way to 12. We'll get ready to engage our altitude hold. Got 150 feet left. And I think we can go now. Close enough for government work. And with that, let's set up our cruise. And you should hear the pitch of the engines change. somewhat as set up cruise power. Okay, we are leveled off. Okay, so we are at cruise. Our fuels are looking good. And the orthos are looking just fine. Okay, so as we head to the coast and get ready to do our flight, most of it's going to be over the ocean. So we'll see you when we get closer to our destination and start our descent. So till then, sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, and end your day. We'll see you in a few hours. So long till then. This is Captain Bug Eater 64, letting you know that we've been in the air for almost 9.5 hours now. So I hope you've enjoyed the flight so far. We're getting ready to start our descent. Hope you enjoyed our tater tot casserole dinner service and our movies, the disaster films, Airplane 77. So let's get back to it and get to the conclusion of our flight. So have a good time and enjoy. Alright, well, welcome back. We are getting ready to start our descent. We got about 70 miles to go and 17 and a half minutes. So our descent is about 500 feet a minute. And hoping that we don't run into any mountains on the way. We shouldn't. Let's see, let's look at the map. We do start running into some mountains, but this is where we're headed. So we should miss most of them. And they're quite a bit below. I think the highest peak we have to deal with is a little bit more than 5,000 feet. So we'll see what happens. That's where we're headed. So, it's been a very nice, uneventful flight. And what can I tell you? It's been a very long day. You're on board for the last 16 minutes or so. Hope you had a nice snooze. Can't see anything but clouds, and that's what we've run into this entire trip. There's been lots and lots of clouds. So we're at 10,500 feet. And at 500 feet a minute, we should run into about 9 miles before touchdown. We should be down about 800 feet. We're in solid clouds now. And if you look up here, you can see just how much fuel we've used. A lot of it. And looks like we're starting to break out of the clouds a bit. We're underneath one layer, so that's good. $54 miles to go. We're below 10,000 feet, so I'm going to turn on our landing lights to make us more visible. If you look off to the left, you can see a little break in the clouds over there. Looks like a little break in front of us now too, so that's good news. This is where it gets a little tricky. We're still above the mountain peak, so that's always get a little nervous in places like Alaska and so on, where lots of mountain peaks, and this time of year lots of clouds. So thick clouds again. My goodness. Oh, that's getting a little bit close. All these peaks right here were supposed to be less than 5,500 feet, but it's beginning to look like there might be one or two that could cause us grievous bodily injury. Like that one is straight ahead. Whoa. That's it. Give me a little glimpse and then hide me in clouds again. Excuse me there. So far, so good. "24 miles to go, 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes. Okay, so still okay. But we're cutting it pretty close. The beautiful Ortho Mountains, and the clouds get lower and lower. So, not real happy about that. According to the weather report, we should have broken through this already. Yeah, that's a little bit close. Okay, 11 miles to our turn. This is getting very sketchy. We should be just about through. Through the mountains, back over water, and make our approach into runway 33, I believe. And we're back over water, so that makes me feel a little bit better. Ooh. We should be breaking out of these clouds. This could get interesting when we make the turn. Because it may turn us right back into the mountain. And we are making our turn. We've made our turn, and now we should be on approach. And we are. Okay. And looks like we finally broke out. Let's see. Oh, big moon out there. Let's get this a little bigger. Okay, so I think what's going to happen here, the runway I want is right over here. So what we're going to do is autopilot off.
Autopilot off.
Bleed off some airspeed here. Alright, let's see. And okay, we'll just circle around here and lose some altitude.
Too high. Too high.
I know. Won't be too high for too long.
Approaching. 3.
That's the one we want.
Too high. Too high. Unstable. Unstable.
It's gonna be a long landing.
Long landing. Long landing. 8,000 feet remaining. 7,000 remaining.
Ooh. Big bounce.
Caution on taxiway. On taxiway. Caution on taxiway. On taxiway.
No, I'm not. Bad landing. But hey. We're down.
Caution, short runway, short runway.
Okay. Well, that was a pretty ugly landing. Way high on this approach, but again, I've got a long runway. Did some very bad things like hitting reversers before I touched down. Still way high. It just wants to float. Too much airspeed. Bounce. Big bounce. Ugly landing. Hit the reversers, but so it was no problem getting her stopped. So anyway, that's enough of that ugliness. Okay, we just went ahead and we taxied down the taxi from where we were originally at, and we are now at Anchorage. There's basically two named airports on the same land. So we're at Ted Stevens Anchorage International, and we have successfully completed the mission with flight jobs, so that is very good. And now we will just go ahead and get everything shut down. And out of the 19,000 pounds of fuel that we had on board originally, we are down to about 600 pounds. So the DC-6 is supposed to have, according to all the documentation, a range of over 4,000 miles. But on this particular flight, with 100% fuel, it was right at 2,000 miles. So that was a little concerning. But we're here safe. Horrible, horrible landing. And we'll try to do better next time. Been a long time since I flew this bird, and I didn't land it very well. So, again, thank you all for coming, and hope you enjoyed the flight. I sure had fun bringing it to you. And from Anchorage, Alaska, Anchorage International, this is Bug Eater 64. Telling you all have a great evening and week ahead. Goodbye for now.